Hey guys, I wanted to tell you about a powerful experience I had today. So today Vanessa and I went to Omziel Healing Sanctuary in North Bergen, New Jersey, and they were having an ice bath. We did a meditation, some breath work, and then we got into the ice bath. Well, I got into the ice bath. And it was a really powerful and interesting experience. And I think it really serves as like a metaphor for life and how we deal with challenges that come up in our life. So I'm not the kind of guy that likes cold. I don't like cold weather. I don't like cold water. I certainly don't like taking ice baths. Well, I've never done it before. The only similar experience I've had was in Peru, in Maui, in the sacred Iao Valley. I went into the Iao River in sort of a baptism ritual where I was releasing shame. And that water was cold. It's mountain water, comes right down from the mountains, and so it's cold, but I don't think it's quite as cold as being in a bath full of ice. So I had a lot of fear, a lot of like discomfort, like I don't want to do this. And that was the reason why I decided to do it, because I had so much resistance to the idea of doing it. I was like, all right, I have to do it. If you're familiar with the work of Dr. Joe Dispenza and epigenetics, they talk about how when we do things that we're not used to, it can be things as simple as driving a new way to work, as opposed to the way that you normally drive, that it forms new neural pathways in the brain, and it actually contributes to expanding your consciousness. Obviously, that's in a small way. But things like ice baths or skydiving, these types of things really shock your nervous system and kind of reset your nervous system in a way. There are many, many health benefits. Honestly, I am not researched about the health benefits, but I've heard Wim Hof on podcasts. And so I know that there are definitely benefits that you can look into. For me, it was more, not so much about the health benefits as it was about challenging myself to do something that was out of my comfort zone. And so, my ego's telling me lots of stories leading up to the event. I had some back pain the day before, yesterday, and I was like, oh, maybe I shouldn't do it because I have this back pain. And then I was like, no, I probably should do it to help relieve the back pain, because anti-inflammation is one of the benefits of ice baths. It brings down inflammation. So, and after I got out of the ice bath, my mobility in my back was much better, actually. It wasn't 100%. It wasn't like a miracle cure, but I had a lot more mobility in my back. So leading up to it, my ego's telling me all these stories and like why I shouldn't do it. And I was like, all right, no, I'm just going to keep pressing forward into it. So we did the breathing exercises where we do, like breath of fire and things like that, where you're really flooding your system with oxygen. Now, this is something I'm new to as well. I just, for the first time, really did a breath of fire meditation a few weeks ago. And I really started to come to the understanding of how when we flood our system with fresh oxygen, we're pushing out all the carbon dioxide that we may have when we're not deeply consciously breathing, that we have that gets stuck, and it helps detoxify. So that was really powerful in and of itself. Okay, so then I get into the ice, and for the first 10 to 15 seconds, I'm panicking. Everything inside of my mind is screaming, get out. You're gonna die. This is gonna kill you, You're gonna freeze to death. You're gonna get hypothermia. So I'm trying to breathe, and I'm really like almost hyperventilating. So I'm like trying not to hyperventilate. I'm making a real effort to not hyperventilate. And I can feel when I'm breathing out, when I'm exhaling, these little, almost like little screams want to escape out. And it was difficult. And like your ego's job is to protect you, right? To keep you alive, ultimately. And so for your ego, you getting into an ice bath is like, this is death. We're facing death. This isn't like doing something just that makes you uncomfortable. So I had to really rein that in and take control of my ego so that I wouldn't just jump out of the tub and run, right? So after about the first 15 seconds, the panic started to subside. I was able to drop into my breath. And this was really like a key for me because I really felt like, oh, I feel this now. I dropped into my breath and then the panic subsided. And that was it. And I was able to just very calmly regulate my breathing. I was no longer like, like freezing, like, and I was just able to and breathe very deliberately and very calmly. And I would just breathe in and exhale out. My body was not shivering, which is one of the things I expected. I expected to be like, I'm constantly shivering when it's cold outside. Like it's like 52 degrees, which is not really that cold. I'm like shivering. So once I dropped into my breath, my body relaxed. And then like, yeah, I felt the cold. And there was parts of me that were like, all right, think about something else. Don't concentrate on the cold. And I was like, no, like I can be present in this moment and just feel through this. Yeah, I'm cold. I'm in a tub of ice right now. I'm cold, but I'm not dying. I'm still in control. And I was just able to like breathe into that and relax into that. And I spent 2 minutes in that tub, a lot calmer than I expected myself to be. And I think that is a real metaphor for the challenges that life can throw at us that could make us panic, whether it's fear of death, like a real fear of death, like fear of COVID or anything, or smaller things, right? That the ego can kind of blow out of proportion and make it seem like it's a big deal. We can drop into our breath at any moment and let the panic subside. And just know that we can deal with whatever this is. Whatever this challenge is, we'll make it through. And so I just really wanted to share that. I think that was a really powerful thing that I came to know. And Vanessa really helped me integrate that. She really helped connect the dots with some of those lessons. Sometimes my mind is so stubborn, like I'm in the experience itself, and I have a hard time connecting those dots, but thank God for her because she helps me connect them. And I really want to thank Omar from Omziel Healing Sanctuary for facilitating the experience, for co-creating this experience with me where I took this really powerful lesson out of it. I really appreciate you, brother. I appreciate the community. The other people that were there were so inspiring. Every single one of them really inspired me in a different way. They each had a different energy to bring to the experience. And some of them, man, were so zen, like from the first moment. Now, this is my first time doing it, and some of them have done it before, but they were really inspiring. So for the brothers and sisters that were there experiencing it with me, I appreciate you as well. And so I'll link to Omziel Healing Sanctuary if you want to check them out. Check out their website and their offerings. This isn't a commercial or paid endorsement. I just really appreciate the experience I had today. So if you want to experience something similar, you could check them out. All right, thanks for watching. I appreciate it.